Picture this. Right now, three corporations you've never voted for are deciding whether you deserve a home, a job, or even basic utilities. They're using a mysterious algorithm you're forbidden to see, creating a number that follows you everywhere. And here's what nobody's telling you. This isn't about trust, it's about profit. Your financial anxiety is a billion-dollar industry, and you're the product being sold. I'm about to show you exactly how this system works, who really benefits, and most importantly, how to beat them at their own game. By the end of this video, you'll never look at your credit score the same way again. Let's go back to 1989. No internet, no smartphones. Getting a loan meant sitting down with an actual human who reviewed your entire financial story, your job, your savings, your reputation. Imperfect? Absolutely, but it was personal. Then FICO changed everything. They promised a fair, standardized system, one number, 300 to 850, that would eliminate bias and streamline lending. Finally, objective evaluation, right? Wrong. What they actually created was a gold mine. Think about it. They convinced every bank, every lender, every creditor in America that they needed to buy access to this score. Suddenly, your financial life became a commodity. But FICO wasn't enough. By 2006, the three major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, saw the money FICO was making and launched their own competing system called VantageScore. Now you had multiple scores, multiple formulas, multiple ways to be judged. The timing? 2 years before the 2008 financial collapse that destroyed millions of families. While Americans were losing their homes, these companies were perfecting the system that would profit from financial anxiety for decades to come. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal about these three companies will genuinely shock you. We're talking about a data breach so massive it affected half of America, and the consequences? Basically nothing. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Remember these names because you can't escape them. They're private corporations collecting every financial move you make, every payment, every inquiry, every mistake, and selling it to whoever writes a check. You didn't hire them. You can't fire them. You can't opt out. September 2017, Equifax announces a breach. 147 million Americans, nearly half the country, had their most sensitive data stolen. Social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, driver's licenses, everything. The settlement? Most victims got around $4. $4. Meanwhile, the CEO who presided over this disaster walked away with an $18 million pension. The stock price recovered, business continued as usual. And here's the terrifying part. These same companies still control your financial destiny right now. Same systems, same vulnerabilities, same lack of accountability. If they couldn't protect your data then, why do we trust them with so much power now? But the breach is just the beginning. The real manipulation happens in something they don't want you to understand. You don't have one credit score, you have dozens, and this confusion is extremely profitable. Here's the dirty secret. There are over 28 different versions of FICO scores alone. FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 10, mortgage scores, auto scores, credit card scores. That number you check on Credit Karma? Probably not what your lender sees. Same person, same day, 3 different bureaus, 3 different numbers. Your Experian might say 720, TransUnion says 695, Equifax says 710. Why? Because each bureau collects different information, updates at different times, uses different calculations. The banks know this. The bureaus profit from your confusion. You're left obsessing over numbers that keep shifting. The formula? Trade secret, protected like Coca-Cola's recipe. But here's what we know. 35% payment history, 30% how much credit you're using, 15% how long you've had credit, 10% types of credit, 10% new credit. Sounds simple until you realize the trap. One late payment can drop you 100 points. Paying off all your debt barely moves the needle. Why? Because the system doesn't reward financial responsibility. It rewards profitable behavior. Listen carefully because this is where it gets manipulative. They tell you to keep credit utilization under 30%. $10,000 limit, never use more than $3,000. Good advice, right? But here's what they're really saying. Stay in debt, just not too much debt. Pay everything off completely every month. Your score might actually drop because you're not showing active credit management. Translation, you're not making banks enough interest money. Close an old credit card after paying it off, score drops. Why? Shorter credit history, less available credit. The system literally punishes you for eliminating debt. Shopping around for the best mortgage rate? Talk to 3 lenders, get 3 hard inquiries, watch your score drop. Being a smart consumer is treated like suspicious behavior. And medical debt? For decades, a hospital bill could destroy your score. Only in 2023 did they start removing some medical collections under $500. After decades of suffering, they threw us scraps and called it progress. The message is clear. Stay on the hamster wheel. Keep borrowing, keep paying interest, keep worrying about that number. But it gets worse. Your credit score isn't just about loans anymore. It's become a permission slip for your entire life. Let me show you how deep this goes. Your credit score now determines your insurance rates in most states. Think about that absurdity. Your borrowing history supposedly predicts car accidents. The correlation is weak. The profit motive is crystal clear. Landlords check it before renting to you. Utility companies check it before turning on your electricity or water. Cell phone providers use it to require deposits. And here's the line they absolutely crossed. In 39 states, employers can check your credit before hiring you. Medical bills from cancer treatment, divorce that wiped you out, lost your job during COVID, that financial hardship can now prevent you from getting the job that would help you recover. Only 11 states restrict this: California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington. Everywhere else, your financial past haunts your professional future. The psychological cost is real. People check their scores obsessively, losing sleep over fluctuations they can't control. Financial anxiety has become chronic, and guess what? There's now a multi-billion-dollar credit monitoring industry. They created the disease, then sold you the cure. So where does this end? 45 million Americans are either credit invisible or have files too thin to score. For them, homeownership, entrepreneurship, even renting an apartment becomes nearly impossible. Alternative models exist. FICO 10T uses trended data showing behavior over time. UltraFICO incorporates banking history. These could help millions, but adoption is slow because the current system is insanely profitable exactly as it is. Here's the truth. Credit scores are mediocre at predicting whether you'll repay a loan under specific past conditions. They're terrible at measuring your actual character, discipline, or future potential. Someone with an 820 might be one emergency from bankruptcy. Someone with a 620 might be a disciplined saver recovering from circumstances beyond their control. The score doesn't capture context or humanity, just profitable data points. But here's your power move. Understand the game without letting it consume you. Keep utilization low, but never carry balances just to build credit. That's expensive nonsense. Maintain old accounts, but don't open unnecessary credit for score optimization. Automate payments because that 35% payment history factor actually makes sense. Dispute errors relentlessly because bureaus make constant mistakes, counting on you not to notice. And remember this, your credit score is a tool the financial system uses to evaluate you. It is not a measure of your worth or even your true financial health.
Here's my final question for you. If the credit score system vanished tomorrow and we evaluated people as individuals with unique stories, would you actually be less trustworthy? Or would banks just be less profitable? That answer reveals everything about who this system truly serves. The game is rigged, but you don't have to play by their rules. You just need to understand the rules well enough to win anyway. If this changed how you see credit scores, subscribe for financial truth that cuts through the industry noise. Drop a comment with your most frustrating credit score experience. Let's expose this system together. Your financial freedom starts with understanding who's pulling the strings. Now you know exactly who they are and what they want. The only question left is, what will you do about it?